I guess the reason that we are like that is because so many people lost limbs that we became like
Yeah.
we became such a huge player in like early early prosthetics.
Big
Yeah.
money.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about that and stuff like that. And
That's
sort
really
of,
creepy. Looking at old prosthetic. Oh man,
yeah.
that's creepy.
But
Yeah.
apparently that maybe that played a part in why we have so many medicals, things in our area now.
Probably. I
The
mean, they just started the development there, and you're just more advanced than other places, so it's natural, at least in that logic.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So we're thinking summer today. Is that right?
Yeah, and maybe talking about your experience and the paranormal, ghostly stuff and stuff
Sure.
like that. Yeah.
Why not?
But we could start with the summer theme.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it is summer after all.
Yes. Very much so. All right. I guess we want to start this thing for real.
Yeah, we better do maybe.
Sorry. Yeah.
We should probably. Yeah.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About That. I'm your co-host, Tony.
And I'm Martin. And it's June, Tony. It's June. Almost July.
It is.
We're a bit late. But we had some awesome guests last time, so we had to skip today's topic until today.
Yeah.
And it's summer. At least people tell me it's summer, and the calendar says it's summer. Does the weather tell you it's summer?
Around here it does. We've had
Yeah.
some hot ones,
Yeah, you guys have the how warm is it around yours?
Well, let's see here. We've gotten up to the 80 or 90 some days here, but it's very humid, so it feels very warm. Today, I believe,
I would say 80 Fahrenheit is quite warm.
Yeah, we actually Minnesota has an excessive heat warning today. It's supposed to be a high of 97 in my area, and tomorrow I guess a high of 100. So
that's way too warm for me. 25 centigrade is probably my realm. And what would that be? That would be 70 or something.
Something.
Yeah, it's between 70 and 80 Fahrenheit. Yeah, that would be my top.
I'm 100% with you on that. I do not like it when it gets this warm. The air conditioning in our house is set to 70 degrees, so
Yeah,
it's gonna be doing heavy duty work today. The kids, of course, we are lucky enough to have a community pool in our little neighborhood.
Yeah, you are.
And it has gotten some use.
No doubt.
What? Yeah.
No doubt in that.
We went, I think, earlier this week on one of the really hot days, or maybe last week, and I mean it was just like swimming in a bathtub. It was so warm in the water, like it almost wasn't useful for cooling off until you got out of the pool.
Just getting wet. But previous episode when we talked about it with the adventure closet, we mentioned that there's a lot of lakes around. Is there any lakes close to it, like you could go there and bathe in a lake, or is that something that's not a culture?
I mean, it's something it's something we've certainly done. I'm not sure where the closest lake is to us now. Definitely, like growing up, And sometimes I know my parents, you know, when they have Vincent and our other son, we'll go to this lake that we used to go to, which is kind of more towards them. But yeah, we used to go swimming in lakes all the time. We still do sometimes. It's just
yeah.
you know,
It's more convenient when you have a pool next
Yeah.
door.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's literally it's probably it's like two doors down from us basically. So
Yeah.
um, yeah,
I've
it's
seen the map,
very
and it's quite big too, and it's
it's
big
it's
enough.
not bad.
It's big enough.
Yeah, it's probably you know, I'm trying to think of what to compare it to. I'm terrible with estimating like number of feet of things like that, but it's probably like I don't know. I'll say it's like 10 feet by 20 feet or 10 feet by 18 feet, something like that. So we like three by 6 or 3 meters by
3 by
6 or something.
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I don't know. I might be way off on that estimate offhand. I'm not good.
It's not that bad. 10 meters. That's it's long enough.
Yeah. I mean, you can't really do like lap swimming in it or anything like that.
Of course, but it is for cooling and throwing balls, right? Having fun
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It's
Yeah, it is.
Mostly for the kids.
Yes. Yeah, it is. Yeah, we have a lot of neighborhood kids, and everybody loves the pool.
That sounds great. We also were a lot of kids around when I grew up. It's the best.
Yeah. So because of course you're really close to the ocean. Is that thing people go swimming in fairly frequently, or?
Of course. There are all kinds of small beaches or mountains that slopes into the sea and stuff everywhere, and docks, private docks. So they're quite packed certain days, certain times. But we are so lucky we're having the summer house. So I tried. The water wasn't too bad. It was 70 degrees centigrade. Daring to say about 60 Fahrenheit here last weekend. I think it was previous weekend, yeah. But there was too much of these tiny jellyfish stuff, so I couldn't swim. But I tried in a lake. No, it was the weekend before, but that doesn't matter. I tried in a lake, and it was pretty much the same. And it was cold. 15 degrees centigrade, 60 degrees Fahrenheit. That's quite cold to take a bath in.
Hold on 1 second here. Did you need something? Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. But there is also a lot of freshwater lakes around here. Smaller ones, of course. Yeah. And as we talked about before we started this, I did a hike. I came home today, actually. I took the bike for about 3.5 kilometers, and I walked for about 2, and stopped by a lake and hung my hammock up, and I took a bath in that lake, and that was about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. That was quite pleasant. Yeah.
Now, I have a personal question. You know, when you're in that scenario, do you have a bathing suit, or you just go natural for?
No. I prefer the swimming suit. I mean, I don't know how the bottom is on the lakes and stuff. So yeah, I prefer the swimming suit.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, if you are isolated enough out there, you know.
I was, except that over the hill in the same lake, there was a couple who had their tent and stuff, so I felt it was kind of too close. But if I was alone, I could have maybe thought of it, but I still prefer the the bathing suits. Yeah.
Fair enough. I probably would too.
Yeah, it's something. I guess it's kind of wrong to have that a natural feeling to being nude in the wild, but it still feels safer to wearing bathing suits and shorts or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But the first thing I do is taking off my shoes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Need to feel that rocks and all the debris under my feet. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate shoes. I go barefoot whenever I can.
Yeah, same.
It's
Same.
my wife, talks about my feet are just calloused,
Yeah.
I got the leather feet that walk on anything without pain and
Yeah. It's nice though that
yeah.
you don't need shoes everywhere. And I guess everyone's feet need air.
Yeah.
Wearing shoes inside and all that stuff all the time, all day, socks and shoes. There's no air. Yeah, fungi. That's what I think of. Fungi.
Yeah.
Summer.
Yeah. So do you have going back a little bit? Do you have like childhood memories of stuff that you did growing up during the summers?
Of course, it's a summer house, but that's kind of a no-brainer. But I was a scout, as I mentioned times before, and it was always one type of camp for a week or maybe a little bit more each summer, and it was great. We did several places. I've been to Sweden, I've been to Denmark, Germany, and different places in Norway, and that was something we always looked forward to doing that, and so many good memories from that. I've been to one summer camp with the karate. I was more adult then, so it's not kind of a memory like that. But it's just chilling around, I guess. No worries. Being outside, playing, going to the lake, and stuff like that. Yeah. No memories in particular, but just the summer thing. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, some of the same. Really, just as an adult with a full-time job, man, I miss having summers off. Like,
yeah.
My dad is a college professor, and so he usually teaches some summer school, but he's not this year, so he's got a couple of months off. I'm like, oh gosh,
couple of
envy
months
that.
off. Yeah.
But I think one of the things I always remember the most was we used to go up to this lakeside resort called Kinimusha, which was on a kind of this big lake that was connected to a couple of other lakes. Maybe it was all one big lake. I don't know. It was a really cool lake though, with like lots of like places to explore, lots of bays.
Yeah.
And so we used to, we'd stay at the resort for a week each summer, and they had a beach to swim in. We like the cabins always came with just like a basic little motorboat, so you could go out and
that's awesome.
Ride around the lake. And usually we would for one of the days we'd rent a pontoon boat, and the pontoon boats were cool because they had a ladder, so we'd go to different points in the lake and anchor the boat, and then just jump off the boat and swim.
Yeah, that's oh, it's the best. It's the best. Yeah.
There was one of the other resorts on the lake had this like kind of convenience store where they had homemade donuts in the morning. So I have fond memories of hopping in the boat in the morning as the sun was rising, and making the little 15-20 minute boat ride over and getting donuts. And
that sounds amazing, Tony. I remember like waking up in the morning in the summer house, down, watch some TV, because of course I'm a child. I wake up too early for the adults to wake up. So we had a TV when I was a child. We had one channel, and it was a morning show for kids there from that o'clock to this. I can't remember. It was in the morning. I think it ended about 8. And the first thing the adults did when they came down was opening up the doors, and we got the fresh air in and all that stuff. It's it probably does not sound that exciting, but it's something I do remember. And when I wake up, I just have to go out and breathe that fresh air.
Yeah, I do love that too. I have, it's different. The air is so nice when you're on a lake, or when you're by the sea, probably like you.
Yeah, it's a different, because you got the salt kind of, and all the sea. It's a different smell. It's a different air. Hard to describe, but yeah.
But just opening all the windows and the breeze going through the cabin. Yeah, I love that.
It's
of course,
amazing.
we do some fishing too. Usually, not that I was an especially avid fisherman in any way.
Yeah, but every child throws out fishing line, and are lucky enough to maybe catch a fish or two.
Yeah, well, it was a good lake for that. My dad and I would usually go out once or twice while we were up there, and go to different spots in the lake, and we had some pretty good ones. I mean, I remember one time we went out there. We had a cooler to store all the fish in, some water, and we must have caught. I mean, like we were out there for an hour and a half, and I think we caught like 30 fish.
Wow,
like it was
that's insane.
Yeah, mostly perch, but and then we brought them all back and dumped them all out into the lake after we showed my mom and everything.
Yeah, and now PETA's going to come after you.
Yeah,
god damn.
Well, don't tell the government, but I don't think I've ever had a fishing license even once in my life. So
no, but I think that there is the lake where we fished on the canoe trip. You had to pay a daily fee or a monthly fee or a yearly fee to be allowed to fish there, and that is so they can keep the fish healthy and keep having fish in the lake. But I think if you fish and you do not catch anything at all, then why pay? But we caught so many fish. Of course we paid, but we didn't pay until we left because we didn't know but that lake was boiling. So yeah. But now there is actually restrictions in the fjord here. You're not allowed to fish cod, and they're not allowed to fish at all some places, and there is restrictions and quite strict. So there was a guy, he was taken red-handed with some fishing equipment, and he had caught some fish and by the coastal guard, I think. And it was a nice fee he got, and I think that's good because we are losing the fish in the fjords, and that's not good at all. We need the fish.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, it's too bad that we have all this issue with. I mean, because it's not limited to Norway, but just the sustainability of fishing and how bad it's been for so long in terms of like sustainable practices and stuff like that. And we're playing some catch up now.
We've always done so. We've been on a place and just empty the place for food and resources and move to the next, and that's how we work. But now we're thinking more of our actions, and I wish more people could take responsibility. And like, if I fish and I catch a cod and I know I'm not allowed to have the cod there, if it's healthy, if I haven't damaged it with a hook, I will release it, of course. But fishing in the summer, that's a must.
Yeah,
of course.
You do a lot of that?
I did more before. We had when I had the little motorboat, we drove out and just laid in the boat with the line out, and we actually caught couple of these cods. Yeah, it was.
Wow.
That was cool, and it tastes great. That's many years ago now. That's 12, 13 years ago, I think, maybe more. Not so much fish now. Now it's more mackerel, actually. Those taste good if you barbecue them like so it's crisp. That's really nice, crisp mackerel. It's good.
I think I've only ever had mackerel in sushi format, and I do not care for it.
No, it's a fish that eats. Yeah, it eats crap. It just eats the stuff on it's
a very fishy tasting fish.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you did fishing in the lake. You enjoy the lake, and have you ever experienced something like scary during the summer? I mean, as a child, you have the summer vacation, and you have a lot of time to roam around.
Mainly, the only thing I can really think that could be scary to me was the weather. I used to get very freaked out by severe weather, and we get a fair amount of that during the summer here. We had heck, just a few weeks, maybe a month and a half ago or something, we actually had like a tornado, like a very weak tornado that touched down just a few miles away from us. That sort of thing used to absolutely freak me out. Excuse me, absolutely freak me out.
That would freak me out.
Yeah.
But you are more used to that extreme weather, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there are times the weather will make me nervous, but the thing is, being kind of close to the big city as we are, like, it really like disrupts the weather pattern. Like, they call it like the heat island effect. Like, and we're sort of somewhat protected just by that. So, I tend to think that we're not going to get any like town leveling tornadoes where we are.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite. You do not have like it's quite open around in Minnesota, so I guess the weather changes very much where you have like the mountains and stuff and the sea. At least that's where all the rain and stuff comes from. So maybe that's the same with the tornadoes and stuff. I don't know. I'm no weatherman at all.
Yeah, I know it. Well, I mean, I know for like Tornado Alley, that has something to do with like the Rocky Mountains and how it like breaks up certain patterns. I'm not a meteorologist either, but I'm told the Rocky Mountains play some role in why places like Oklahoma and Texas are so tornado prone.
It gotta be because you have like weather coming from both sides and meeting. I think. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, aside from that, I guess I can't think of anything in particular. What about you? Do you have something?
Yeah, actually, I wasn't thinking this through. I mean, I had to try to come up with something. But yeah, it was 2 times actually. In Lithuania, both. We're there for a couple of weeks the first time, and I think I was 13, maybe 12, 13 years old, and we went to Vilnius, the capital, and we walked around in the old city looking at stuff, and then with the boys, we decided to head back to the apartment we rented, and we managed to get lost in Vilnius, age 13, in the back alleys of Vilnius. That was quite scary, but fun now when you're looking back at it. It's quite fun. I mean, yeah. And the second time was also in Lithuania, and we had this camp where actually an American dude was. I think he was from. that southern state starting with a V.
Virginia.
Virginia. I think it was from Virginia. Yeah,
Okay.
I think. Yeah. It was one American, and it was some from Belarus. Of course, it was Estonia, Lithuania, and Latvia. And it was us from Norway. Some from Georgia too, I think. And we're in the forest this time. And suddenly we had to evacuate the whole camp into a school that was 1 kilometer away because there was a major thunderstorm approaching. So we had to empty the forest place for kids and adults and stuff. That was quite scary, but luckily it was nothing. It went right past us.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, trapped in the forest in Lithuania and thunderstorm, that wouldn't be a good thing.
Yeah, I remember one year we were going camping, and I forget exactly why, but my dad was like on his way up essentially, and so it was my mom and me and my sister. We had a little like pop-up camper at the time, and we didn't have a vehicle there, and the park rangers started going around announcing that there were like these big severe thunderstorms incoming, and it's like, well, shoot, we can't take shelter in the car, we can't drive the car anywhere. And so we managed to go over to, they had like an actual brick and mortar sort of building for the showers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so we took shelter in the showers, and under the benches that they had in the showers, and look, I mean, it was heavy, but not in a big way. I think it slightly damaged one of the poles on the pop-up camper that we had or something like that, but it wasn't like a big super serious sort of thing. But that was a very scary time, I remember, because it just didn't feel like there was anywhere to go.
Yeah. I think that was kind of the same feeling we had in Lithuania with having to run over to that old school and cramping in one of those, and yeah, I think it was a school. Yeah. That's scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what, your dad, he works at a college, as you say,
Yep.
college professor, but he is having now 2 months of vacation.
That's correct.
But how's the pay? Does he get pay when he has vacation, or how's that work?
That's a good question. I think he still does. Like, I think they probably, they probably spread it out. Like, I know, I'm pretty sure, like, grade school teachers have the option to either, get paid more for the 9 months of the year they're in the school, or to like basically spread the pay. So even though they get a paycheck in the summer, I mean, it's the same amount of money overall.
Of course,
just, like, spread out.
Yeah, so you have like 2 months where you actually get paid. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm guessing he has something similar to that, but I don't know. It's a good question. And he's always had like summer school and stuff before, but my parents are also very, very, my dad in particular is very, very good at saving money. So, I'm sure
generation used to be. My parents also are quite good at saving money. Because I saw this, the podcast where the teachers, I can't remember the name. There are 3 or 4 teachers. They mentioned that they get a lot of vacation time in the summer and stuff, but they do not get paid. And many teachers need to have like 2 and 3 jobs to be able to afford to having those 2 months off. And I feel that's cruel. I don't know how it is in Norway. I reckon they get like vacation money, but I don't know if that's more percentage than I would get for my 3 weeks or how that is. I have no idea.
Yeah, I guess I don't know for sure. I think, well, because of course, as I may or may not mention,
got to be different from state to state too, right?
Yeah. Well, I think I mentioned in the past, my wife actually used to be a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
She taught in schools, after college for several years. And I think she always had the option to sort of, spread the money across the whole
Yeah.
year. Because I don't think there was ever a time in the summer when she wasn't getting paid that I can remember.
If so, that's a great option. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, if you're really good, theoretically, it is probably better to take the more money because then you can invest it or something like that.
Yeah, sure. But who with kids are able to do that? I mean, at least not here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to because I need the money now.
Yeah.
Try to save, but it's not that easy.
But yeah, but teachers are, they are chronically underpaid here in the United States.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how that is here, but I've heard that the teachers are underpaid in the US, and yeah, that's sad. Underpaid people are. It's horrible.
Yeah. Well, it like we have so much, like, it feels sometimes like the education system is, not as good these days as in some other places. And you compare it to a place like Japan where like teachers are like really well respected and paid, reasonably well. Whereas in the United States, it's like we've got this huge like anti-intellectual wave going on right now.
Where does that make any sense? To not be wise or like to not get information and just knowledge. You should suck it in like a sponge.
Yeah,
and not
I think
throw it away.
I think there's I think there's kind of like two reasons for it, right? There's this perception, I feel like, that like people think that there are people that think that like book knowledge makes you sort of like takes away from your real world knowledge. You know what I mean? Because there's definitely some of that where like, you can book knowledge and like wisdom are kind of two different things.
Of course, but I see it like that. If you learn the things from the book, you have to you can't call yourself wise or smart if you can't use what you learned in the book in reality.
Mm-hmm.
Then you haven't really learned anything.
Mm-hmm.
If you understand what I mean, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So and I think the other thing is just there are people that maybe have felt like that would have felt in the past bad about like knowing that they weren't as smart or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then to like have this like sort of current political wave and stuff like saying, oh, it's great, you're better for not, I think people just people glom onto that because of ego reasons.
Yeah,
you're right. It's like, I don't have to be smart, I'm better than those bookworms. And
yeah, and it's also a thing that people are getting they're not aware that their thoughts and opinions aren't facts.
Mm-hmm.
You can mean something, but it's not necessarily a fact. Like your opinion isn't a fact unless it unless it is, I guess.
Yeah, it's
you can't mean that a ball is squared just because that's your opinion. You gotta call a shovel for a shovel, and so forth.
Yeah, it's baffling to me.
Tony is getting fed up.
I mean, yeah, well, right now we've been having these congressional hearings going on for the January 6th, insurrection coup attempt, we had a couple years ago, and like it is changing some minds, but to like hear the sort of crazy hoops that some people are jumping through to avoid, avoid facing the truth. I mean, it's just crazy. As I said to my dad, it's like, Occam is spinning him in his grave. Occam's razor. It's,
Yeah.
it's all this. Yeah, it's just all this elaborate schemes. It's elaborate schemes all over the place for some of these people, and I don't doubt that there are elaborate schemes in life, but at some point, you just got to draw the line. I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's. Yeah, we could talk on hours about this thing. Yeah.
Yep, you're right.
We have so many opinions and thoughts around this.
Mhm.
But we started talking about summer. And
Yeah.
I think we stayed quite on track until the end.
Until
we just slipped off onto the Congress and all that stuff again.
Yeah. How the heck did we do that? I don't even remember how we did. Oh,
No.
yeah, we talked about teachers. That's right.
Yeah. It was teachers, and then someone mentioned something about politics. Yeah. But that was some opinions and experiences about summer, I guess.
Yeah.
And
mostly.
yeah, mostly. Summer is great. That's my favorite season, I would say. What about you, Tony? Summer best, or?
I think
mean,
I
you get
really like
you get extreme temperatures, so.
I like the fall. I really like the fall, actually. I think that's my favorite season.
Do you get a lot of rain in the fall?
Not really. We get most of our rain in the spring and the summer, I feel like.
Then I will probably enjoy the fall in Minnesota, thinking about the not too much rain and temperatures are livable and stuff like that.
Yeah, it can cool off. The trees get very pretty, as they all change. And
because here it's getting really cold, it's gray, it's getting darker, and there's rainy. I hate fall. Yeah. So people out there, smash that subscribe button, I guess, and notification bell and like and all that crazy good stuff.
Yes.
I don't know if it's much more to say about that. Nah.
That's
Do you have
pretty much it.
Yeah. Do you have anything to say to people?
Don't forget to listen to our good friends at the Adventure Closet and watch them.
Yeah, of course. They just released an amazing video, a collab with some others that do approximately the same with living in a van, exploring and stuff like that. Gotta check them out too. Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys all later.
Yeah.
So have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.